Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Thursday, January 22nd, 2026. College basketball, NBA, NHL, soccer, tennis, golf on this day. News and notes and best bet. Oh, and the Masked Singer too. So we'll begin with college basketball. We'll go over the results from yesterday and look ahead to tonight and today's games. We do have matinee games today. BU over Lafayette 77-73 in OT. UNC Asheville over SC Upstate 83-69. Wofford over Sanford 88-78. UNC Greensboro over VMI 85-78. LaSalle over Dayton 67-64. Winthrop over Radford 76-75. Number 11 Illinois over Maryland 89-70. Number 22 North Carolina over Notre Dame 91-69. Drake over Murray State 101-90. Bradley over Indiana State 75-68. American over Colgate 70-66. Rhode Island over Richmond 69-68. Davidson over Fordham 68-63. FAU over Tulane 79-74. Army over Bucknell 87-84 in OT. Gardner Webb over Longwood over Gardner Webb 91-56. Presbyterian over Charleston Southern 87-83. Villanova over Georgetown 66-51. Creighton over Xavier 94-93. BC over Pitt 65-62. Navy over Holy Cross 85-68. Cleveland State over Rice 85-79. Purdue Fort Wayne over Detroit Mercy 83-76. IU Indy over Oakland 103-85. Citadel over Furman 77-75 in OT. Mercer over Western Carolina 88-76. East Tennessee State over Chattanooga 67-66. Troy over Old Dominion 83-77 in double OT. Kentucky over Texas 85-80. Queens over North Alabama 87-62. Wichita State over East Carolina 77-60. Liberty over Western Kentucky 76-69. Sam Houston over Kennesaw State 93-87. Valpo over Southern Illinois 69-63. North Texas over UTSA 81-62. Temple over Rice 69-65. Memphis loses to Tulsa 83-66. South Dakota over Omaha 68-64. Texas Arlington over Tarleton State 71-64. Southern Utah over Utah Valley 84-70. Number 1 Arizona over Cincinnati 77-51. Number 7 Nebraska over Washington 76-66. Number 8 Gonzaga over Pepperdine 84-60. Illinois State over Northern Iowa 59-54. New Mexico over Fresno State 83-74. West Virginia over Arizona State 75-63. Va Tech over Syracuse 76-74. A&M over Mississippi State 88-68. San Diego over Wazoo 96-92. Seattle over Loyola Marymount 69-59. Cal Baptist over Utah Tech 73-64. St. Mary's over Oregon State 81-51. Northwestern over USC 74-68. And Grand Canyon over San Diego State 70-69. Okay, so we have matinee today, 12 o'clock of Yale Row against Marshall. My line's Marshall 19.7. It's 18.5 and 116.5. I'll go under. Louisiana App State, I have App State 8.3, and it is 8.5, 125.5. I'll go way over. 1 o'clock Stetson Lipscomb, I have Lipscomb 5.7. It's 14.5, 157.5. I'll take Stetson in the points. Florida Gulf Coast, Austin P. I have Austin P 11.7. It's 3.5 and 155.5. I'll lay the points there. 5:30 Central Arkansas, West Georgia. I have West Georgia 1.7. And it's Central Arkansas 4.5 total 153.5. I'll take West Georgia plus 4.5 and plus 164 to win the game outright. 6 o'clock Vermont, UMass Lowell. I have Vermont 8.3. It's 4.5 and 144.5. I'll lay with Vermont. NJIT UMBC of UMBC 10.2. It's 8.5, 143.5. I'll go over. Binghamton, New Hampshire. I have Pick'em. And it's 7.5 and 136.5. That is way too high. Give me Binghamton plus 7.5. Albany, Maine. I have Albany 3.2. It's 5.5, 129.5. I'll take Maine to cover the number there. I think that's a little big for Albany to be that big of a favorite. 6:30 Green Bay, Youngstown. Stay of Youngstown by 3. And it's 6.5 and 140.5. I'll take Green Bay to cover 6.5. 7 o'clock, South Florida, UAB on ESPN2. My line is South Florida 0.3. And it is 2.5 and 168.5. I'll take UAB plus 2.5. Fox Sports 1, Wisconsin, Penn State. My line is Wisconsin 9.7. And it is 5.5 and 157.5. I'll lay the points of Wisconsin. Merrimack, Iona. I have Iona 2.3. It's Merrimack 1.5 total 140.5. I'll take Iona plus 1.5 and plus or minus 102 to win straight up. Milwaukee, Robert Morris. My line is Milwaukee 2.3. And it is Milwaukee. Wait, where is that game? No, Robert Morris 4.5 total 151.5. That's ridiculous. Give me Milwaukee plus 4.5 and plus 190 to win. Oh, Robert Morris does have a better record though. Maybe not so ridiculous. Quinnipiac, Mount St. Mary's. I have Quinnipiac 7.5. It's 4.5, 146.5 away with Quinnipiac. Niagara Fairfield. I have Fairfield 8.7. And it is 10.5 and 139.5. Over. Canisius Sacred Heart. I have Sacred Heart 8.3. It's 10.5 and 144.5. I'll take Canisius the cover. Marist Siena. I have Siena by 5. And it is 1.5 and 134.5. I'll lay the 1.5 with Siena. UNC Wilmington, William & Mary. I have Wilmington by 3. And it's William & Mary 2.5 total 157. I'll take Wilmington plus 2.5 and plus 128 to win straight up. On the C-Dub, Campbell, Charleston. I have Charleston by 13. And it is 3.5 and 160.5. I'll lay the points with Charleston. Towson, Alon. I have Towson by 5. And it is Alon 1.5 to the 145. I'll take Towson plus 1.5 and plus 112. Monmouth, Hampton, CBS Sports Network. I have Hampton 6.7. It's 1.5, 135.5. I'll lay it with Hampton. Hofstra and CAT. I have Hofstra by 10. And it is 9.5, 146.5. I'll take the over. Stony Brook Northeastern. I have Northeastern 3.7. And it is 3.5 and 147.5. I'll take the over. South Alabama, James Madison. I have JMU by 1. And it's 4.5 and 138.5. I'll take South Alabama plus 4.5. Southern Miss, Georgia State. I have Georgia State by 3. And it is 2.5, 144.5. I'll take the over. Arkansas State, Georgia Southern. I have Southern by 2. And it is Arkansas State 1.5 total 174.5. I'll take Georgia Southern plus 1.5 and minus 104 to win. Texas State, Coastal. My line is wait, did I skip this game? Wow, I didn't. Hang on, guys. Sorry about this. Okay, so Texas State by 1 is my line here. And it's Coastal 2.5 total 140.5. I'll take Texas State plus 2.5 and plus 114 to win. Eastern Kentucky, North Florida. My line is Eastern by 8. And it's 6.5 and 164.5. I'll take the under. Bellarmine, Jacksonville. I have Jacksonville by 11. And it's 4.5 and 137.5. I'll lay the points with Jacksonville. 7:30, Western Line, Moorhead State. I have Moorhead 11.3. And it's 8.5, 139.5. I'll lay with Moorhead. 8 o'clock, North Dakota, Oral Roberts. I have North Dakota 3.3. It's Oral Roberts 1.5 to 147.5. I'll take North Dakota plus 1.5 and plus 102. 8:30, Little Rock, Southeast Missouri. I have Southeast Missouri 1.5, and it's 5.5, 147.5. I'll take Little Rock getting the points. Tennessee Tech, Lindenwood. I have Lindenwood 12.7. It's 8.5, 151.5. I'll lay the 8.5 with Lindenwood. Eastern Illinois, Southern Indiana. I have Eastern by 1/2, and it's Southern Indiana 2.5 total 134.5. I'll take Eastern plus 2.5 and plus 116 to win. 9 o'clock, South Dakota State and St. Thomas. I have St. Thomas by 9. And it's 7.5 and 155.5. I'll take the over. North Dakota State, Denver. I have North Dakota State by 4.5. And that's what it is. And 159.5 is the total. I'll go over. It's Cal Poly Santa Barbara. I have Santa Barbara 8.7. It's 8.5, 158.5. I'll take the under. UC San Diego, UC Davis. I have UC Davis by 0.7. And it is UC San Diego 1.5 total 151.5. I'll take Davis plus 1.5 and plus 110 to win. Weber State, Montana. I have Montana 8.8. It's 4.5 and 157.5. I'll lay the points with Montana. Idaho State, Montana State. I have Montana State by 6-7. And it is 6.5 and 143.5. I'll take the over. Yeah, 6.7. I had to do the reference. I mean, I haven't dropped that reference yet on the show, so I had to do it at some point. Sacramento State, Idaho. My line's Idaho by 10. And it is 11.5 and 160.5. I'll take the under. Portland State, Eastern Washington. I have Portland State 6.8 and it's 2.5, 149.5. I'll lay it with Portland State. I can't believe it's that low. Wow. ESPNU, Tennessee State, SIU, Edwardsville. I have Tennessee State 2.7. And it's Edwardsville 1.5 total 143.5. I'll take Tennessee State plus 1.5 and minus 104 to win. CBS Sports Network, New Mexico State hosting Missouri State. I have New Mexico State by 1, and it's 6.5 and 142.5. I'll take Missouri State plus the points. That's way too high. FIU, UTEP. I have UTEP by 2.3. And it is FIU 1.5 to the 149.5. I'll take UTEP plus 1.5 and even money to win. 10 o'clock, Long Beach State, Fullerton. I have Long Beach State 0.7. And it's Fullerton 2.5 total 160.5. I'll take Long Beach State plus 2.5 and plus 134 to win. UC Irvine, UC Riverside. I have Irvine 7.7. And it is 8.5 and 142.5. I'll take the over. And last but not least, Cal State, Bakersfield, Hawaii. I have Hawaii by 15 and 16.5, 144.5. I'll take the over there as well. Okay, now I'll move on to the NBA. We will go over the results from yesterday, and we'll look ahead to tonight. Tonight's a busy window for Thursday. We have some Amazon Prime tonight. This is the busiest Thursday I can remember in a while. This week's been steady, but this Thursday's actually been busy. And then, there's been less games on Wednesday. I know there's a lot of games on Martin Luther Day. All right, so yesterday, Cavs over the Hornets, 94-87. That game was not close early. Hornets was more competitive later. Celtics over the Pacers, 119-104. Knicks destroy the Nets, 120-66. That is an ass whooping. An ass whooping that the Knicks needed, but do that against a good team before I call you back. I'm sorry. You calm down. You beat the Brooklyn Nets. But that's nothing to take away from it. You play who's in front of you. Not dismissing the effort, but I wouldn't be doing jumping jacks calling them, oh, they're back because they killed Brooklyn by 60 points. Hawks over the Grizzlies, 124-122. Pistons over the Pelicans, 112-104. Thunder over the Bucks, 122-102. And the Raptors over the Kings, 122-109. All right, tonight's games, 7 o'clock, Hornets Magic. I have the Magic by 2. And it is 5 and 224.5. I'll take Charlotte plus 5. That's a little high for a team missing a lot of players. Rockets Sixers. I have the Sixers by 3/8, and it's Rockets by 2 total 221.5. I'll take the Sixers plus 2 and plus 116 outright. Nuggets Wizards. I have the Nuggets 5.5, and it's 6 and 227.5. I'll take the over. 7:30 on Prime. Warriors Mavs. I have the Warriors 6.5, and it's 5.5, 234.5. I'll take the over. 8 o'clock Bulls T-Wolves. I have the T-Wolves by 8 and 1/8. 9.5, 238.5. I'll also go over there. 9 o'clock Spurs Jazz. I have the Spurs by 11. It's 13 and 237 off. I'll take the Jazz getting 13. That's a lot of points. 10 o'clock Lakers Clippers on Prime Video. My line is the Clippers by 3 3/4. And it's 1 and 222 and FLA the one with the Clippers. I think they're in a good groove. And then Heat Blazers. I have the Blazers 3.5 and it's 2.5 235 and FL will also go over. All right, NHL, we'll go over the results from yesterday and look ahead to tonight, which is busy. Red Wings over the Leafs 2-1 in OT. Ducks over the Avs 2-1 in a shootout. Mammoth over the Flyers 5-4 in OT. Pens over the Flames 4-1. Kraken over the Isles 4-1. Canucks over the Capitals 4-3. All right, 7 o'clock Golden Knights Bruins from Boston. Vegas obviously made that trade for Rasmus Anderson, so they're better. They're minus 156 favorites. Boston's plus 130 over under 6.5. Overs even money. Unders minus 122. Vegas minus 1.5 plus 158. Bruins plus 1.5 is minus 130 or plus 130. I'm actually gonna take a shot here at the Bruins as a home dog plus 130. Sabres Canadians. Canadians minus 120. Sabres even money over under 6.5. Overs minus 122. Unders even money. Sabres plus 1.5 is minus 260. Habs minus 1.5 plus 205. I'm gonna go with the under at even money. ESPN Plus and Hulu. Blackhawks Hurricanes. Kings minus 280. Blackhawks plus 225 over under 6.5. Overs plus 110. Unders minus 134. Chicago plus 1.5 is minus 112. Kings minus 1.5 minus 108. I'm going to take the Blackhawks on the puck line plus 1.5 and plus 112. Stars Blue Jackets. Pick 'em minus 110 each way over under 6.5. Overs plus 104. Unders minus 128. Stars plus 1.5 is minus 260. Jackets minus 1.5 plus 205. The Stars are being discriminated in the market because of the injury to Tyler Seguin, but I'm going to take them here at minus 110. Again, I'm at a discount. 8 o'clock, Sens Preds. Sens minus 118, Preds minus 102, over under 6.5, overs plus 106, unders minus 130. Sens minus 1.5 plus 205, Preds plus 1.5 is minus 260. I'm going to take Ottawa here on the road at minus 118. Panthers Jets. Where's that game? There it is. Jets minus 113, Panthers minus 106, over under 5.5, overs minus 140, unders plus 114. Panthers plus 1.5 is minus 265, Jets minus 1.5 plus 210. The Jets, I think, are the Rangers of the Western Conference for their favor because of their goalie, and really the team's not that good. I'm going in Florida minus 106. 9 o'clock, Pens Oilers. Oilers minus 172, Pens plus 142, over under 6.5. Overs minus 114, unders minus 106. Pens plus 1.5 is minus 172. Oilers minus 1.5 plus 138. I like the over. And last but not least, 9:30 ESPN Red Wings Wild. Great game. Great game. The Wild are minus 162. The Red Wings are plus 132 over on their 6.5. Overs even money. Unders minus 122. Detroit plus 1.5 is minus 194. Wild minus 1.5 plus 156. For this one, I'm going to do a different-ish pick in a big game like this. I'm going to go Wild in regulation at plus 105. Okay, now we'll move on to soccer. We'll go over the results of note from yesterday and today, and then we'll look ahead to tomorrow. I know we had a lot of Europa League today. So yesterday, Champions League, FK Karabag over Frankfurt 3-2. Galatasaray Atletico 1-1 draw. Athletic Club over Atalanta 3-2. Bayern Munich over UNSG 2-0. Chelsea over Paphos 1-0. Juventus over Benfica 2-0. Liverpool over Marseille 3-0. Newcastle over PSV 3-0. And Barcelona over Slavia Prague 4-2. ELC Southampton over Sheffield United 1-0. Watford Portsmouth 1-1 draw. Middlesbrough over Stoke City 2-1. Dutch Eredivisie AZ Alkmaar Glacier 1-1 draw. Pro League Al Akdoud and Al Raida 2-2 draw. El Etifak and Niamey 0-0 draw. Al Nassr over Damak 2-1. Women's Cup, Man United over Arsenal 1-0 and Chelsea over Man City 1-0. And then today, Europa League, Bologna Celtic 2-2 draw. Aston Villa over Fenerbahce 1-0. On Feyenoord over SK Stromgaz 3-0. Red Star over Malmo 1-0. PAOK over Real Betis 2-0. Freiburg over Maccabi 1-0. SK Brand FC Midtjylland 3-2 draw. Victoria Pleasant, FC Porto 1-1 draw. Lyon over Young Boys 1-0. AS Roma over VfB Stuttgart 2-0. Braga over Nottingham Forest 1-0. Celta Vigo over Lille 2-1. Dynamo over FCSB 4-1. Ferencváros Panathinaikos 1-1 draw. And Nice over Go Ahead Eagles 3-1. Rangers over Ludogorets 1-0. RB Salzburg over FC Basel 3-1. Racing Genk over FC Utrecht 2-0. The Pro League Al Tuhun Al Hazim 2-2 draw. Al Hilal over Al Faya 4-1. Al Qadiash over Al Ittihad 2-1. All right, tonight 8 o'clock, Panama, Mexico from Panama City. We have an international friendly on the board. We'll pick it. Mexico minus 145, Panama plus 410, draw plus 250. Mexico's better. I expect them to win. I'm going to go over 2.5 goals, though, plus 112. And then we'll pick the soccer for tomorrow. 3 o'clock, La Liga, Levante, Elche. Levante plus 135, Elche 2-1. The draws plus 20. We'll go Levante at plus 135. 2:30 Bundesliga, St. Pauli and Hamburg. St. Pauli plus 160, Hamburg plus 185, draw plus 210. I'm going to go the draw plus 210. Serie A, you have Inter and Pisa. Inter's minus 650, Pisa's 14, the draws plus 650. We're going to go over 3.5 goals at plus 152. French League 1, AJ Auxerre and PSG. PSG minus 330, Auxerre plus 750, the draws plus 460. For this one, I'm going to go over 3.5 goals at plus 130. Super League, 2 o'clock, Everton and Brighton and Hove. Brighton's even money, Everton's plus 250, and so is the draw. I'm going Brighton at even money. So there you have it for the Friday soccer. Now we'll move on to tennis. We'll go over the results from last night, overnight, into this morning, and then we'll look ahead to tonight and tomorrow. So men's singles Wednesday night. Or Wednesday second round, I should say. Elliot Parisio over YB Wu in 5 sets. Botic Van de Zandschulp over JC Shang in 3 sets. 14 Novak Djokovic over Francisco Massarelli in 3 sets. Ethan Quinn over Hubert Hurkacz in 3 sets. 18 Ben Shelton over Dane Sweeney in 3 sets. Valentin Vakarot over Rinky Hijikata in 4 sets. 22 seed Luciano Darderi over Sebastian Baez in 4 sets. 16 seed Jacob Mensik over Rafael Jodar in 3 sets. 29 seed Francis Tiafoe over Francisco Comensana in 4 sets. 6 seed Alex Demina over Hamad Medjevic in 4 sets. 3 seed Alexander Zverev over Alexander Mueller in 4 sets. 10 seed Alexander Bublik over Martin Fucsovics in 3 sets. 26 seed Cam Norrie over Emilio Nava in 4 sets. 25 seed Lerner Tien over Alexander Shevchenko in 4 sets, and 32 seed Corentin Moutet over Michael Zhang in 4 sets and a walkover. All right, overnight, to conclude the second round, 12 seed Casper Rudd over Jaume Munar in 3 sets. 2 seed Jannik Sinner over James Duckworth in 3 sets. 9 seed Taylor Fritz over Vit Capriva in 3 sets. Marin Cilic over 21 seed Denis Shapovalov in 3 sets. Tomas Maychak upsets 31 seed Stefanos Tsitsipas in 4 sets. Stan Wawrinka over Arthur G in 5 sets. All right, tonight, third round begins, 7 o'clock. 25 seed Lerner Tien and Nuno Borges, 7:30. 11 seed Daniil Medvedev and Fabian Mazeron, 8 o'clock. 19 seed Tommy Paul and 14 seed Alejandro Davidovich Fokina, 9:30. 1 seed Carlos Alcaraz and 32 seed Corentin Moutet at 11 o'clock. 18 seed Francisco Cerundolo and 13 seed Andrei Rublev. And then overnight, 2:30 in the morning, 3 seed Alexander Zverev and 26 seed Cam Norrie. 3 a.m. 2019 Francis Tiafoe and 6 seed Alex Demeanor. And then 10 seed Andre Bublik and Thomas Echeverry at 4 o'clock. And then the remainder of the third round for tomorrow, Botic van de Zandschulp and 14 Novak Djokovic, times CBD by the way. 15 seed Karen Kaknapov and 22 seed Luciano Darderi. Stan Wawrinka and 9 seed Taylor Fritz. 5 seed Lorenzo Musetti and Tomas Machak. Marin Cilic and 12 seed Casper Ruud. 16 seed Jacob Mensick and Ethan Quinn. 2 seed Jannik Sinner and Elias Parisi. And 8 seed Ben Shelton and 30 seed Valentin Vancherot. All right, on the women's side, yesterday's second round, 21 seed Elise Mertens over Mayuka Uchijima in 2 sets. 14 Amanda Anisimova over Katerina Siniakova in 2 sets. Peyton Stearns over Petra Marcinko in 2 sets. 13 seed Linda Duskova over Taylor Preston in 3 sets. Zinu Wang upsets 24 seed Jelena Ostapenko in 3 sets. 31 seed Anna Kalinskaya over Julia Greiber in 2 sets. Madison Ingles over Laura Siegman in 3 sets. Carolina Pliskova over Janice Tijen in 2 sets. 6 seed Jessica Pegula over McCartney Kessler in 2 sets. Oksana Silikameva upsets 25 seed Paula Badosa in 2 sets. 19 Madison Keys over Ashlyn Kruger in 2 sets. 29 seed Eva Jovic over Priscilla Hone in 2 sets. 7 seed Jasmine Paolini over Magdalena French in 2 sets. 8 seed Mira Andreeva over Maria Sakkari in 2 sets. 19 seed Carolina Machova over Alicia Parks in 3 sets. Magdalena over An Lee in 2 sets. And Elena Gabriela Rus over Alja Tomtovic in 2 sets. And then overnight, 5 seed Alina Rybakina over Varvara Gracheva in 2 sets. Nikola Bartnikova over 10 seed Belinda Bencic in 3 sets. 16 seed Naomi Osaka over Sarana Sarista in 3 sets. Teresa Valentova over Linda Furvitova in 3 sets. And 2 seed Iga Swiatek over Marie Boskova in 2 sets. All right, third round begins tonight, 7 o'clock. 17 seed Victoria Mboko and 14 seed Clara Tauson. 7:30, 1 seed Arena Sablenka and Anastasia Potapova. 8:30, Zenyep Somnez and Yulia Putintseva. 9:50, Carolina Muchova, your 19 seed against Magda Linette. And 10 o'clock is 3 seed Coco Gauff and Haley Baptist. And then overnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, 2019, Eva Jovic and 7 seed Jasmine Paolini. 3 a.m., 12 seed Leah Svitolina and 23 seed Diana Schneider. 4:40, Elena Gabriela Rus and 8 seed Maria Andreeva. And then coming up tomorrow at some point, times CBD, 21 seed Elise Mertens and Nikola Bartnikova. 16 seed Naomi Osaka and Madison Ingles. 13 seed Linda Noskova and Zinu Wang. Carolina Pliskova and 9 seed Madison Keys. Peyton Stearns and 14 Amanda Anisimova. 6 seed Jessica Bugzula and Oksana Silikameva. 31 seed Anna Kalinskaya and 2 seed Iga Swiatek. And 5 seed Elena Rybakina and Teresa Valentova. So there you have it for tennis. Now move on to golf. We will look over the current leaderboard for the American Express. Tied for first with 10 under is Pearson Coody and Minwoo Lee. Tied for third with 9 under Vincent Willey, S.W. Kim, Scotty Scheffler, S.H. Kim, Robert McIntyre, Ben Griffin, and Matt McCarty. Tied for third with 9 under Vincent Willey, S.W. Kim. Oh wait, we did that already. Tied for 10th with 8 under Scott Stevens, Brett Horschel, Matthew Pavon, Jordan Smith. Andrew Novak, Garrett Cole, Taylor Hogue, Jason Day, and Jacob Bridgman. Tied for 19th with 7 under Will Zalatoris, Harry English, Bayo Hostler, Adam Scott, Sam Burns, Russell Henley, Mark Homa, Nick Taylor, Patrick Cantlay, Zach Bacho, and Kieta Nakajima. With 6 under in 30th place. Mark Hubbard, Michael Thibjorson, Matt Wallace, Z.C. Dew, Jackson Suber, Roger Campos, J.T. Potson, Davis Riley, Peter Malnati, Harry Higgs, Wyndham Clark, Gary Woodland, Dylan Wu, Austin Eckroat, William Mao, do notables now because of time. Tied for 50th with 5 under, Emiliano Grillo, Seamus Power, Matthias Schmidt, Evan Van Rooyen, Max Griesemer, Kevin Strowman, Chad Remy, Nicholas Echevarria, Danny McCarthy, Ricky Fowler, Austin Smotherman, Alex Smalley, Zach Johnson, S.T. Lee. Tied for 72nd with 4 under, Doug Gim, Ludwig Gayberg, H.T. Lee, Rio Hisatune, Davis Lipsky, Tony Finau, Ashke Bahita, Sam Ryder, Alex Duran, Christian Ziedenhout, Stuart Fisk, Taylor Pedro. Tied for 93 with 3 under, Sammy Valimaki, John Kim, Chris Kirk, Carson Young, Camilo Vegas, Matt Fitzpatrick, Pat Kazir, Andrew Landry. Tied for 107 with 2 under, Patrick Rogers, Lucas Hodges, Taylor Moore, Bryce Garnett, Jonathan Vegas. Tied for 118th with 1 under, Kurt Katayama, Michael Kim, Nate Shipley, Brent Snecker, Kevin Roy. Tied for 130th with even Mackenzie Hughes, Justin Rose, Danny Walker, Adam Putnam. Tied for 140th with 1 over, Adam Svensson, Brian Harmon. Tied for 151st with 5 over, Rico Hoey. And there you have it for golf. Okay, now we'll do on this day. A couple things we have to touch on for today with on this day. The beauty of this is the unknown of what can come up. A lot here today for January 22nd. That's today. 2020, Eli Manning retires. That was bittersweet for me, obviously. 2021, Hank Aaron passes away. 2017, Yordaro Ventura dies in a car crash, former Royals pitcher. Now it's extremely sad. Now is right after Jose Fernandez passed away, too. 2016, Cavs fire David Blatt. 2016, Falcons advance to Super Bowl 51. 2024, Joel Embiid scored 70 points. Why is my memory that very vague? 2017, the Patriots advanced to Super Bowl 51. 2014, the Yankees signed Masahiro Tanaka. 2016, the Cavaliers hired Tyronn Lue. 2018, the Bucks fired Jason Kidd. 2019, Mariano Rivera elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame. 2022, the 49ers defeat the Packers in the divisional round. So that was that Brock Purdy? Or is that Garoppolo? I think that was Garoppolo. 2025, the Jets hire Aaron Glenn. Yikes. 2016, the Mets resign Yoenis Cespedes. 2023, the Bengals defeat the Bills in the divisional round. That was after DeMar Hamlin's thing. That when Burrow and the Bengals went and beat them in Buffalo. 2018, Giants hire Pat Shurmur. Awful hire. 2015, Kobe Bryant tears rotator cuff. I remember that. 2020, Mets hire Luis Rojas. Not a great hire. 2023, the Canucks fire Bruce Boudreau. 2019, Roy Halladay elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame. 2018, the Cardinals hire Steve Wilkes. 2024, the Titans hired Brian Callahan. Bad hire. 2022, the Bengals defeat the Titans in the divisional round. That was that Titan team. That was the 1 seed with Derrick Henry and Ryan Tannehill. And 2025, the Jaguar fired GM Trent Baalke. So there you have it for on this day. Okay, now we'll talk about the Masked Singer from last night. They brought back half of the first group and they added a wild card. And the theme of the show was Clueless Night. They were getting clues, but like it was a different kind of clues, not like the contestants didn't have clues. The contestants in the panel performed Kids in America by Kim Wilde. Alright, Snow Cone went first. There were albums. She said that she turned down a deal with David Foster. There's a yearbook. $19.84. That everybody thinking, born in 1984. This person performed Stronger by Britney Spears. And the clue was rebooting. Gives her strength to show her kids. The name I thought about, Avril Lavigne. And that's who Ken said. Robin said Paris Hilton and Mandy Moore. Scarab went next. There's a big house, a classroom, a picture with the baby, a rocket. There's a most influential sign with the clock. Talks about losing her dad. A heart with a cookie. And she performed Girls Just Want to Have Fun by Cyndi Lauper. And my guess for this is Mary J. Blige. Oh, and the clue is cookie dough. A lot of baking under pressure to get here. But yeah, like I said, Mary J. Blige was my guess. Ken said Cynthia Erivo. And Jenny said Angela Bassett. Handyman. A white Jeep, a billboard, a nail. Talks about being in a painful accident. There was a mic. Says can hear everywhere. There was a teddy bear with an I Love 90s t-shirt. And Handyman performed Can I Kick It by a Tribe Called Quest. The clue was candy wrapper, sweet flow. Everyone's like, oh, rapper. My guess, Anthony Ray of what's the name of that band? Sir Mix-a-Lot. But that's what he went by. It wasn't really a band. Rita said Vanilla Ice and Iced Tea. And then Ken said Mr. T. I don't know why I put Jenny down for Mr. T. But Ken's guess was Mr. T. Pug Casso. There's a golf club, a bye sign. There's definitely a tie to NSYNC there. Significant other. There was a Matchbox, a tour. And the song was Fake Plastic Trees by Radiohead. And the clue was a Hawaiian shirt. And Pug Casso says he likes the beach and cameras. The name I put down here is John Legend. I was getting the vibe of John Legend. Robin said Jack Johnson and Ken said Rob Thomas of Matchbox 20. The wild card comes in and that is Crane. Talks about 90s everything, being in prime time and in films. There's pictures of Janet Jackson and Angelina Jolie. And there's a sugar container. There were diamonds on rocks. There was a nutcracker. And the contestant performed It's Not Right, But It's Okay by Whitney Houston. And the clue was sparkly ballet shoes. This contestant sounded like one Dua Lipa. I mean, was she born in the 90s? If she was, then maybe that. Yeah, 1995. So, could be Dua Lipa. And that's where the 90s clue comes in. Robin says Misty Copeland and Maya, and Jenny said Ashanti. There were 2 unmaskings in this episode. The first to go was Handyman. My final guess was Anthony Ray. Sir Mix-a-Lot. Jenny said Chuck Dean. Ken said Mr. T, which was stupid. Rita said Ice T, and Robin said Tone Loc, and it was indeed Tone Loc. And Tone Loc performed Wild Thing before the next contestant got unmasked. You knew the Handyman was going home. He was the worst. Everybody else was good, so somebody good was going home. I thought it was going to be Snowcomb, but it ended up being Scrub. My final guess was Mary J. Blige. Robin said Regina King. Jenny said Angela Bassett. Ken said Cynthia Erivo. And Rita said Taraji P. Henson at the last second. And of course, it's Taraji P. Henson. The last second guess comes into fruition with Rita throwing out Taraji. And she was correct. So good on Robin. Or Rita. So the next episode is Wednesday night. It's gonna be interesting to see what group they bring on. I think they're gonna bring the remainings of group of the first episode plus a wild card. So we'll be seeing Galaxy Girl, Queen Corgi, Stingray, Cat Witch, and a wild card. So that's going to be interesting on Wednesday night for sure. Okay, now move on to the news and notes for today. So a lot of baseball stuff going down. The Mets make a big move. They acquire Freddie Peralta from the Brewers in exchange for 2 prospects. Good on the Mets. I think they needed a top of what was I saying? I think it was a good trade for the Mets. I know they gave up some decent prospects for Peralta. And it was a need. I don't think the Yankees needed Freddie Peralta. I've been on an island on this. To me, if the Yankees were to acquire Freddie Peralta, that would have been a red flag that Garrett Cole or Carlos Rodon would have been out longer than expected. So I was against trading for Freddie Peralta, and everybody's acting like he's the next coming of the greatest pitcher on planet Earth. But at the same time, I think the Yankees might have been scared off because of Devin Williams last year. And how did that work out? So, going from small market to pressure. So, back to the Mets thing. I think Freddie Peralta was more of a need for the Mets than the Yankees. And good on the Mets for pouncing. I think a lot of people are penciling them in as the favorites to win a division. I disagree. I still think they need more help in their rotation. At least they have themselves a top 2 with Nolan McLean and Freddie Peralta, but they need more starting pitching depth. I mean, you can make a case there can be a wild card, but I'm still not sold on their bullpen. And their offense, I think, is going to be kind of the same, if not maybe a little worse, only because Luis Robert and Marcus Semien are not Pete Alonso. So, and I get it, Juan Soto and Lindor, but I just don't think Semien's as good as a player as he used to be, and Luis Robert's a good defensive player, but he hasn't put it together offensively. So, interesting. And the Mets gave up a lot of stuff to get those 2 players in Peralta and in Roberts. So we'll see how that goes. But I do think those are good trades, nevertheless, because they're better than they were at the beginning of the offseason. But I don't know if they're a better team than they were last year. Some may say that, but I think they need more starting pitching depth. The Sabres extend forward Josh Doan to a 7-year deal, just under $7 million. Good for the Sabres and Josh Stone. They got him in that trade last year, and he's been really good. Here's some soccer news. Trinity and Rodman are staying in the Women's Soccer League as Trinity Rodman now becomes the highest paid women's soccer player in the world with a new 3-year deal as she resigns with the Washington Spirit. So good for Trinity. John Morant's out tomorrow night against the Pelicans due to an elbow injury. The Mavericks may postpone Kyrie's return as he could potentially return next season because of Dallas' place in the standings. I think that's the right decision for Dallas. USC is hiring Gary Patterson to make him the next defensive coordinator. I don't know if I love this or not. That's more of a wait and see. I feel like Gary Patterson's been out of the game for a while. The Natty had 30.1 million viewers, second most watched title game ever, peaked at 33.2 viewers. I think this had to do with the U being back in the game, plus Indiana's story. So I think there were storylines of why the viewership was good. So Jesse Minter is now the new head coach of the Baltimore Ravens. He agrees to a 5-year deal. Good for Jesse Minter for landing that job. And now the question is, what kind of staff is he going to hire? So Teams USA's ski and snowboard team will be headlined by Chloe Kim and Michaela Sheriffin. The NFL won't change the catch rule as the league isn't planning on any major changes after the Broncos win against the Bills. They're talking about that Brandon Cooks play. That was very tough of a call to make in that kind of a situation. And then Jesse Minter was in on Cleveland, but obviously took Baltimore's job. The Cowboys are to hire a first-time defensive coordinator as they are working on a deal with Eagles coach Christian Parker. That's interesting. The Vikings are extending Brian Flores as he remains a candidate for the Steelers. I know the Ravens got Jesse Minter, but he's a candidate for Pittsburgh. Why do I feel like Pittsburgh's going to hire Mike McCarthy? The Raiders eye an offensive-minded head coach, Clint Kubiak and Davis Webb, among top candidates for Vegas. Clint Kubiak would make sense. Bucks to hire Zach Robinson as their offensive coordinator, former Falcons OC. The Eagles request Bears offensive coordinator Declan Doyle for the same role. Oh, wow. They are so desperate now. Because it looks like Brian Daboll is going to be the Bills coach, and they missed out on Mike McDaniel. SGA shades free throw merchant critics as he's sending shots in latest Instagram posts. Giannis called out his teammates as he says players are being selfish after blowout loss to the Thunder. Mackenzie Gore got traded from the Nationals to the Texas Rangers. I think the Rangers gave up too much. 5-for-1 deal, including the Rangers' number 2 prospect. For a number 3 starter. But their rotation's good. They have a good top 3. DeGrom, Eovaldi, Gore. But yeah, Gavin Fien, who is the number 2 prospect in their system, Alejandro Rosario, Abilake Ortiz, Devin Fitzgerald, and Yeremy Cabrera. Like, that is a lot. So, Fien's the 2, Rosario's 6, Fitzgerald is 12, Cabrera 16, and Ortiz is 18. This is crazy. Like, absolutely crazy of a trade. I don't really like it for Texas. I think they gave up too much. And if they don't win, they're going to be playing at that trade. It's like the Padres with the ones. It's ironic. The Nationals, I think, have been fleecing everybody. They fleeced the Padres for Juan Soto. And then they fleeced the Rangers, in my opinion, in this deal. They are a good trade team. The Yankees claim Marco Luciano off of waivers, former Giants prospect. And then the guys going to Milwaukee in the Freddie Peralta trade are Jet Williams and Brandon Spo. Oh, Tobias Myers goes to the Mets in this deal as well. So that's interesting. Karl Anthony Towns, John Morant, and LaMelo Ball are not actively being shopped at this point. That's according to The Athletic. Yeah, I don't think any of those guys are being dealt. Maybe Job, but I think Karl Anthony Towns' name's getting thrown around because of the Knicks slide, and he's always the punching bag. He's like Giancarlo Stanton on the Yankees. Like he's always like everybody. He's polarizing. Um, Giants' new offensive coordinator target as they requested an interview with Willie Taggart, who is the Ravens' assistant head coach and running backs coach. Obviously, Willie Taggart used to coach college football. And the Giants also part ways with Senior Vice President of Football Operations Kevin Abrams. So that is a sign that John Harbaugh is really running the show there. And then the MVP finalists, Drake May, Matthew Stafford, and the rest of the NFL award finalists, here we go. MVPs: Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence, Drake May, Christian McCaffrey, Matt Stafford. Offensive Player of the Year: Drake May, Christian McCaffrey, Puka Nacua, Bijan Robinson, Jackson Smith, and Jigba. Defensive Player of the Year: Will Anderson Jr., Nick Benito, Myles Garrett, Aiden Hutchinson, and Micah Parsons. Offensive Rookie of the Year: Jackson Dart, Emeka Egbuka, Travion Henderson, Tatoria McMillan, and Tyler Shuck. Defensive Rookie of the Year: Abdul Carter, Nick Amamori, James Pierce Jr., Carson Schwessinger, and Xavier Watts. Comeback Player of the Year: Stephon Diggs, Aiden Hutchinson, Trevor Lawrence, Christian McCaffrey, Dak Prescott. Coach of the Year: Liam Cohen, Ben Johnson, Mike McDonald, Kyle Shanahan, Mike Vrabel. Assistant Coach of the Year: Vic Fangio, Brian Flores, Vance Joseph, Clint Kubiak, and Josh McDaniels. So those are your award finalists. Josh Giddey's back for the Bulls against the Wolves. First time playing since December 31st. Brandon Cook says it was a catch and he feels the refs did not review play long enough. Cam Newton shades the Patriots. He says that New England has the easiest road to the Super Bowl in NFL history. I mean, he's just petty that he got cut from them after they signed him that 1 year. Well, they did have an easy schedule, and then they get Denver without Bo Nix. So Cam Newton does have a point, but we got to play who's in front of you. Teams expect a Giannis trade as rivals believe that Giannis is heading towards divorce with Bucks. I really think that this is out there because of the Knicks losing streak. I think this is them, like the league trying to point to the Knicks as the possible landing spot, and Karl Anthony Towns going to the Bucks. I really do. But I could be wrong. Rich Paul says, who gives a shit? As he responds to the rumors involving LeBron and Jeannie Buss, as we talked about it. And then Jeannie Buss comes out and defends LeBron as she calls out completely unfair rumors suggesting rift. And then Jeannie says, it's really not right, given all the great things LeBron has done for the Lakers, that he has to be pulled into my family drama. To say that it wasn't appreciated is just not true and completely unfair to him. That's what Jeannie Buss said about LeBron. So she defends LeBron. This is just idiots in the media speculating and trying to create distractions. I feel like this kind of happened with the Knicks a little bit once their slide started and then the town stuff started coming out. So I personally believe that as well, and I think this could affect the Lakers. And good on Jeannie for coming out to defend LeBron. Okay, last but not least, my best bet of the day brought to you by FanDuel. There's a couple I like. College basketball is where I'm heading. There's two I like. One short road favorite, a team with a much better record than the team that they're traveling to, and then another one is a road underdog that I don't think should be that big of a dog in conference play. I'm stuck between two, but I know the road underdogs have been doing me good. So the two nominees for best bet are Missouri State plus 6.5 against New Mexico State, and Portland State minus 2.5 against Eastern Washington. And the fact that Portland State's only 2.5 on the road against a 4-14 team scares me so much. New Mexico State and Missouri State. I think Missouri State is 11-10 and New Mexico State's 10-10 or 9-10, something like that. And it shouldn't be 6.5. Yes, so New Mexico State is 10-7, and Missouri State is 10-8. So it's close enough. I know there was a 10 involved. And I know it's a pretty big projections gap in that one. Yeah, the Portland State Eastern Washington one's crazy. I'm going to take Portland State now I think about it. Because looking at my projections, so it's apples and oranges. Like, Missouri State's 4-3 in conference play, and New Mexico State's 3-4. Well, that's not really great either, but this is really tough. I might just bet both games, to be honest with you. But like I said, it scares me that it's only 2.5. So I'm going to go with my gut. I'm going to go with Missouri State plus the 6.5 against Missouri State for my best bet of the day. And I'm gonna put a little bit on of Portland State because I think that they'll win and cover as well. But for real, best bet, Missouri State, 6.5, road underdog at New Mexico State Conference USA basketball play. So there you have it for the show, and I'll be back tomorrow with the big show as well. And I'll give out picks for the AFC and NFC championship games. Hope you guys have a great day, everyone.